Welcome back to Thorpe TV on YouTube and ThorpeTube on Kick. We have a very, very special episode today. I have filed a civil lawsuit against Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II, aka Destiny. And we're going to be getting into everything about it today. My complaint that I filed, his response so far, and my evidence. So I'm very excited, a little bit nervous, but this is going to be quite an episode. I want to start this out by saying that I have been experiencing my reputation being ruined by creators for a long time, and I have never taken really any definitive action to defend myself against them doing this, and I have never really dealt with how much this has affected my ability to succeed online as a streamer, YouTuber, kick streamer, whatever you want to say. I've just taken it as, like, that's how the internet works. Suck it up, buttercup, and just deal with it. And I've tried to cope with it as much as possible by turning it into a meme and hoping people don't bring it up and desperately trying to restore my reputation. And I thought that suing somebody was really difficult. It's not. At least not as far as I've gotten with the process. It's not as hard as I thought it was. And while it has been really emotionally crazy, I've been on a roller coaster personally. It is a good feeling. It's a good feeling. And I was sick of talking about it. And I was like, okay, you know what? The statute of limitations for defamatory statements made by Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II is almost up, which I'm actually incorrect about. There are more. But with the specific one I was talking about, I was like, it's almost up. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it and see what happens. I think it's time. Why am I so afraid of this guy or his fans or any of this? And what inspired me to sue Destiny was actually, weirdly, a much smaller YouTuber who I don't want to say because she didn't want me to talk about this publicly, but just in broad terms, a much smaller YouTuber who DM'd me and just told me that she was suing somebody for $20,000 to $30,000 based on a really, really, I would say, very petty.
So I already made 2 videos. Pretty sure I did sort of 2 streams covering this stuff. And truthfully, there's a lot to unpack. So before I go forward, I'd like to make it very clear. I am not a lawyer. I do not have any type of experience with the law at all. So whatever I say, it's just a matter of opinion and just what I'm going off, right? So don't take me as gospel, right? Whatever I say, it is what I say, right? It's not the be all and no. Even though I covered the doors very extensively, like other people like Ava or even like Kiwi Tave or Ruby or a bunch of other people, right? Even though. Besides that, so yeah, this is actually happening. And at the time of this recording, I believe the paperwork and everything has been filled in. And I believe all of it has been processed within the state of Florida, which is where it is all happening. Now, you may be asking the exact reputation, right? Well, she's suing Destiny over the claim of defamation. Now, you may be asking, what defamation claim? The whole incestual relationship that they both have. Again, that's just an allegation that I am just trying to say Please don't sue me. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, that is the reason why she is suing Destiny. Stephen Bennell, or however you say his stupid name, I don't really care. It's Destiny. They're suing him over that whole thing. Now, do they have a ground to stand on suing Destiny on the case of defamation? Again, I'm not a lawyer. Honestly, given the way the Dorps are, and their long track record within, all of that, it's up in the air. But as we proceed forward, we will see more and more. Because as I'm recording it, I'm pretty sure right now the only people that made a video, besides this little sector of the internet, she has been on Slavo Pancake, who was a ex-host or ex-co-host of Keemstar, and Destiny actually did finally cover this as we speak currently, right? So we are now entering a new saga, a low court. If you thought the RTU1 and Keemstar was sort of a meme, well, this is actually for real, because again, you can look up the actual record in the state of Florida. Yeah, let's continue.
You've never been to court, have you? On the defense.
Hi, Destiny. First off,
Ruby is broke, though. There's such a thing as garnishing wages.
Stephen Bennell. Hi, Destiny. You are hereby formally demanded to issue a full and fair public retraction from the above statements concerning me, Grace Thorpe, in the same forms in which they were made. For the June 17th, 2023 X post. Yes, that's it, folks. It all comes back to that tweet from Destiny.
It actually doesn't. That's just backup evidence, but okay.
Don't you see it?
And it's one of the more egregious forms, but the statute of limitations is gone on this, so.
People, so Steven said, how long before one of your videos blows up a little too much? And so in context, Child Protective Services to recover the children you're abusing with the daughter you've raped and brainwashed. And then there's a video here.
These might be the craziest people. I think they are. I think somehow we're still up in the ante. These might be the craziest people we've ever anything before.
What are my complaints today? Well, I spent a lot of energy today, threw a lot of money at a little blue-haired devil named Stephen Bennell. That's right, Destiny, the streamer. And I'll tell you what, this guy in his chat really lacks social skills. Usually when I'm on a chat, I get at least banned or friend. These people, they just put emojis in. They barely notice you're there. I tried everything I could to get on panel, but... And I had a really good point. Man, did I have a good point. What was my point? But Grace, this is going to be more of like a fun night of interaction. Am I right?
Yeah.
Well, Grace, what the hell? You've got a laptop there. I can't really see that. Can I?
Well, you can see this better.
Yeah. All right. Destiny.
Here. Hang on, I'll be right back.
What's the deal with Destiny? And that's not like a comedy club night thing. Like, what's up with Destiny? What I'm saying is, what is the deal here?
So you may be asking, Spud, what is the garnish wage thing? So if you're not aware, I believe they had a VC call about this. I'm pretty sure Ava recorded it. If anything, go check out Ruby's stream and Ava's stream on this, because that's what's happening. This stream particularly, right? They were already going through the VC call they had about this, and I don't really remember too much about that whole VC call because I wasn't really there, and I was too busy with other things. But yeah, they asked Ruby would see, I'm pretty sure they asked her. I could be wrong if they did or didn't. Basically, if she's gonna retract her statement about their alleged, sexual, all that stuff, And obviously Ruby was like, no. So now after they're done suing Destiny, they said that they were going to start suing. They were going after Ruby. I'm pretty sure they're going after Keem and anybody who quote unquote was his. Wow, holy moly, that is a Pandora box of things to happen. Right? It's extremely crazy of how this is all going down. Now, what took them so long was because of statute of limitation. I don't know how that exactly works with this stuff. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have really much understanding of the law. I'm pretty sure most of the people who are watching me, if there is a lawyer out there, correct me. Now, I also like to mention that around this time, a little bit after the stream was done, apparently, I already did a video on it, but Ricada Law is going to cover this. And I actually it would be really, really funny if Legal Mindsets cover this. So this is getting somewhere, especially once we get into the Destiny segment of this video where he acknowledges, because at first people were saying there's no way Destiny's going to acknowledge it. You know, they were saying that people were scrubbing information off of Destiny, off of his Reddit and anywhere else. Now, given the fact that he has spoken about it, yeah.
He didn't mention you by name, but
no, it's equally as defamatory as me because everybody knows we're a streaming duo. He interacted with me. I was known as your daughter. You were known as my dad. It's clearly referencing me.
But maybe we should both file. Maybe we should amend it to have two plaintiffs.
Actually, that's a good point because
I'd love to see him in court, and I'd love him to come up to me and try to do what he said, and it'll end the way I said it would.
That is actually a good point. Go
to my chat.
That one was directly to you.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, and this one is so good. Hi, Keemstar. Hi, Daniel. Okay, this one is so good, guys. Okay, so
Reviews or some bullshit. What are you doing on my chat?
December 2024. Okay, so like what, 8 months ago, 9 months ago? Okay. Listen to this.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered something. That is right. I did tell Grace one other thing to do that was important. I said, hey, look, Grace. I go, Ben cannot be on camera, and it might be a good idea to keep Ben off of your personal channel and streams for like a month. I got a business to run here. I got a show to run here. All right. When you came on the show, I have Destiny hit me up. I got all these different people hitting me up saying you can't allow Grace to be on here.
Okay, so in December of 2024, Destiny is telling Keemstar that he can't have me on his show, which is a show that has
said we're done.
Nothing to do with Destiny. I haven't interacted with Destiny.
You're running around months later with Grace's obvious biggest shot at stardom since you, and you're the first name and the only name that he specifically brings up who was furiously trying to, what's that called again?
It's called tortious interference.
There's two types of it,
but that one would be called malicious tortious
with a potential
interference.
Third party. And why is that?
And I believe he did. I believe Keemstar, because Keemstar's trying to show off. Like, dude, you got a lot of people who don't like you. Destiny is the biggest name I could think of who reached out to me.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if this is the one that makes it? How many other little texts were sent?
Right.
And this is
So everything comes back to Keemstar. Yeah. Now, whether or not the court can force Keem or other people who Destiny contacted about Grace, I'm not sure if the court can do that. Because that if they really wanted to, they can make Keemstar technically get involved. Now, also, it's very interesting given the fact that currently, as we speak, I don't know how this is going to affect the court, but some of the older locale queen stuff are not there anymore. So it's making me wonder: are they going to eventually have to pull the Thorpe stuff off of their own channel on the LCL because that is some. I guess they can view it as some type of evidence. So at this rate, it's only going to get crazy. Now, I have stated it a number of times, and I think this is probably a good question. Who do you rather win, the Dwarves or Destiny? I do not like Destiny, but at the same time, I don't know how I feel about it from the Dwarves. I'm not sure if this is just a final gambit to get clout or something else. I don't know. Right? I don't know what goes through their mind. For me personally, I just see this as I just see this as content that most people probably don't want to be dragged in, because other people can probably go to court with them, right? People who, because if it starts with Destiny, it's only going to get further. And the fact that there is evidence, recording of this now, you can't really remove it without. I guess if you did try to remove it or scrub this off the internet, I guess they can see this as interference with evidence or something. I don't know. I guess I am not a lawyer, but trust me when I say it's only gonna get a little crazy from here. So let's go to the slobble segment.
Out of my own cigarette tobacco and tubes.
Don't
There we
you
go.
think when you open up a Lucky Strike that it smells like a pack of Fig Newtons?
I don't smell it on the cigarette.
It's when you
Dad, your
first get a
thoughts?
pack of Lucky Strikes. They smell like Fig Newtons when you pack open, when you unwrap it. Next time you
Chat,
smoke,
I
Stop
love the
calling
smell
me-
of cured tobacco. It's really nice.
Chat, please stop calling me a slam pig. I'm bloated right now. I had eggplant parm that I made for dinner, so it was very salty.
Or maybe you're gonna be next on our fucking list.
Okay, pause it. Pause
Albo's
it.
got your name. He's got your address.
Pause it.
He knows who you are. We know who you are. Watch it.
No, we can't have on my show. I need a sort of level of submissiveness. You know what I mean? I do need everybody in the call.
I don't think you pronounced that word correctly. You said stub.
I didn't say stub, and this is what I'm talking about, and I mean this,
Did he?
Ben. Ben,
I heard him say submissiveness. I'm gonna be honest.
Can we roll it back?
sorry,
you said
Ben.
stub
Sorry, Ben.
nickiness.
She wanted to sue. Did they give you any information on like what they think the outcome would be?
Yeah, I have a high chance of winning.
A high chance of winning, and that's based off
Because
his.
do you know? So if you sue someone for defamation, do you know what their best defense is?
I probably would say I didn't know that it was harmful or real. I was just
No.
bullshitting. That's what I would say.
Okay,
No.
well, that's why you're not
Oh.
part of the legal team.
That's right.
Okay, so you're
That's
saying,
right.
oh,
Sure.
it was just a joke, saying like, oh, I was just bullshitting around. I didn't actually mean it. Is that what you're saying? That doesn't count when you say statements of fact.
You got to move it away from your mouth, Chris, a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
You're kinda
What is the statement of fact
screaming.
that he said?
Sorry. Well, so there's let me see here. Let me check my DMs to Mr. Curl. I actually wrote them to him. Okay, so I hope Grace stops fucking her dad. Somebody says, "Isn't Grace the one who gets fucked by her dad? Who fucks her dad?" Destiny says, "No, she's the one who gets fucked by her dad." Destiny speaking to my dad, "Don't you have a daughter to go rape?" And of course the tweet where he said that my dad rapes and brainwashes me. Those are the four main quotes.
Man, where is he saying that at?
I can send you the video. There's clips.
Twitter, you know.
So it's all on his streams to his
It is.
channel.
I'll say this: it is super gross for a grown man to be like saying those words about like a father and daughter. You know what I mean? Like that. It is gross to hear. And,
Well,
yeah,
it's
and
and I'm
just
not
about
like in the
as insulting
family.
as you
Even,
can
you know what I mean?
So, let me-
Can I add like
yeah.
the beauty of him as the defendant here?
So let's think about this more. Now, with the fact that right now that the Dwarves are making their tour around the internet, as we speak about this situation, which I'm very surprised they just didn't go through and make like an hour-long stream recording, not recording, but streaming this stuff, right? And then I'm surprised that in the next set of clip, because the day this happened, the day this particularly happened, Destiny actually did go through. So I'm very confused why they just didn't stream snipe Destiny. But maybe they knew that Destiny was going to talk about this, but we're not talking about Destiny just yet. We're still talking about this in the Slavo. And obviously you can tell that Slavo is like kind of like uncomfortable throughout this whole conversation. But also you gotta remember that Grace did prove Salvo wrong about getting paid by Keemstar. So there's that thing about. Now what is going to happen? What is going to become the next set of events after this? Well, the set right after this will be the Destiny stream that when he talk about this. And trust me, we have some things to talk about that. So, yes, the Dorbs are pretty crazy. And you would think, I believe this stream wasn't that long, or at least there were 2 parts of this stream. So the first part, most of it was aired on YouTube, and the rest was on a cake. We don't really care for the rest of the stream. We only care for this segment, right? And she does explain that she's going in depth into Destiny. And I think I already mentioned that she was also planning to sue other people. Now, when we get into the Destiny segment of this video, which should be next, right? The clipping of that area. She did mention that after she's done with Destiny, I already said it, but she's going after Ruby and a bunch of other people. So it is becoming a massive thing. But before I move forward, as I was originally recording for a lot of this, Grace decided to stream. And that whole stream was a clusterfuck. It was extremely crazy. So I did actually stream at least a good 3 hours. But we'll get into it when we get into it. So let's move on into the Destiny segment of this video.
Wait, did it put a laughing emoji? Wait, maybe I didn't. Oh, I did. She's lying. She just defamed me. There is indeed a lolW reacted by Destiny, so don't appreciate that.
And would be interesting to fight this pro se. We can do a real life legal arc on stream. A refusal to retract. Absolute refusal. Okay, so my response was to file this suit. And we're going to go through that in just a minute. Pro se trial would be great. Great idea, Grace. You guys are being sarcastic, but you think I haven't looked this up. I'm perfectly permitted to share this. It's not sealed or anything like that. Okay. So, let's go through it step by step. And we'll endure all the humiliation and laughing and making fun of me. But I'm not going to read the chat while I go through this. We're just going to go through it piece by piece. In the Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County, Florida. Grace Thorpe, plaintiff, v. Stephen K. Bennell II, a.k.a. Destiny, defendant. Complaint for defamation, libel, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. To the Honorable Court comes now Plaintiff Grace Thorpe, plaintiff, as a pro se litigant, and very respectfully states, alleges, and prays as follows. 1. Nature of action. This is an action for defamation, libel, and intentional infliction of emotional distress arising from false and inflammatory public statements made by defendant Stephen Kenneth Bennell II, also known as Destiny, a prominent online personality and content creator. Defendant used his large influence to broadcast malicious and defamatory claims about plaintiff, including false assertion that plaintiff was engaged in an incestuous sexual relationship with her father. Plaintiff seeks compensatory damages in an amount to be determined at trial, punitive damages for defendant's reckless and malicious conduct, injunctive relief compelling removal and retraction of the defamatory statements, and any other relief deemed just and proper by the court. Jurisdiction and venue. Section 2. This court has personal jurisdiction over defendant because he resides in Miami-Dade County, Florida, and the defamatory and tortious conduct occurred here. Venue is proper in Miami-Dade County pursuant to Florida law. Section 3. Parties. Plaintiff, Grace Thorpe, is a citizen of the United States and a resident of Warren, Rhode Island. Defendant, Stephen Kenneth Bennell II, also known as Destiny.
Alright, so yeah, Destiny is giving this, Destiny's giving this some type of cloud, and he isn't the only one. As I said before, I believe Nick Rekieta is going to cover, so when Nick Rekieta does cover this on his end, I will cover that too. But yes, it's just becoming slowly even bigger because as I said before, as I was originally recording for this video, the Dorps decided to stream, and besides me streaming, it looked like other people were covering this too, like Mr. Deadman and Raging Tomatoes. And eventually, an individual named Andrew Wilson will pop into the stream. And it only really went from there. But again, we're only covering the Destiny segment. And people thought that Destiny wasn't going to give it any credit. Or not credit, but wasn't going to cover this, wasn't going to respond to it, nothing at all. Well, people were wrong, because at the same time, hours before this, his subreddit was scrubbing anything related to the Dorps. And so now this is becoming more and more of a legitimate thing, kind of really giving them clout and donations and people coming to them to see this, which is crazy to think that this is happening in real time. Yeah. So we are seeing the long march of the Destiny suing arc from Dorp. So I don't know what you want to call this arc, its current arc.
Before
I am a Maoist third world. I'm in favor of all
I keep pushing the wrong button.
emancipatory movements. Okay.
That's the donor class.
That's what I was trying to do. I'm sorry.
I bring him on, he is one of the most disgusting people, not only on YouTube, but in the entire planet. He is known, I swear to God, guys, this man that I'm about to bring on is literally known on YouTube and everywhere else for having sexual relations with his own daughter.
Thank you, Lauren De Laguna. Thank you for saying that publicly. They literally had the reputation before I even said anything. Based. That's a nice statement, actually. That works really well for me. Do you think Lauren would be my lawyer if I reached out to her? Hey, I'm getting sued for defamation. They're very, very, very weird people, okay? Like, the whole family is, like, just fucking, like, the mom is out of, it's just, everything about these people is very fucking strange. I think that Shamu guy did a series on them.
They are traveling together in the RV.
But
Hey guys, please hit like.
Was I interacting with them before or after this series? I don't remember when I first interacted with either of them.
It's just like, it's coming. Ow!
But like,
Bitch.
this is part 1 and this is a 2.5 hour video. I don't even know like which part. This Night of Long Assaults. What is this?
In his mind, he has now conquered his one-legged, crutch-walking bully. He is invincible. So when John is finally bailed out of jail and back at his apartment he pays for, Ben decides that he hasn't learned his lesson yet, and decides there's a cripple in need of some physical correction.
So I'll give you the basics. So I was in my apartment. My dad came up. He wanted to have a power trip, and he basically said, "I have no right to be in my room because there's no official division of the space." I opened the hood. I started pouring the engine oil, and I undid the cap, and then my car. And at that point, I think he moved, so I was able to get in the driver's seat, but he blocked the door from shutting. So what happened from there was.
And pause. This moment in particular is important for a few different
Is the brother mentally ill too? I have no idea. The whole family is very, very, very weird.
reasons. One, Ben said later.
Shout out to Naptown and shout out to Shamu at they both getting covered by Destiny. Yeah. And I'm getting what is it, Lauren Delgoon? Del Gogol as his lawyer would be pretty comical. But at the same time, I honestly don't even know how this is gonna play out on their end. Like truthfully, like the way I'm looking at this is he's not taking it serious. You could tell that Destiny isn't really taking it too serious, but maybe because he's already dealing with his own current lawsuit. If you're not aware about that whole leak stuff that happened months prior, but apparently the Dorps don't think there's no case for that, which is okay. But then by that logic, is there a case for yours? Because everybody has accused you of. At least everybody at one point accused the Dorp of a sexual relationship. But this isn't here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter either way. But nevertheless, he's just feeding the beast. At this point, you're just feeding the beast, and the beast is only growing more and more hungry, more and more like ready to go full out. I don't even know why he responded the way it is, but the way he did, my bad, not the way it is, the way he did, I don't know why I'm so tired. Like you can tell that he didn't want to respond to this. You can tell that he just did not want to deal with it, but he's forcing himself. He's forcing himself to talk about it, because if he doesn't, it's only going to get worse. Not get worse, but just only going to grow. He probably saw that Nick Rikita says something, and he's like, well, time to make a response video to it, or a response stream. Let's keep going.
Question mark. I'm so confused right now.
Wait, then do the hot emoji after.
No, shut up.
Do it. You're a pussy. Do it.
So our case hinges on her telling you no here. No, she has no legal understanding of any of this. None of this matters. In order to successfully sue me for defamation, ignoring the fact that she would even have to show damages, right? Because there's no jury in the world that would punitively think I'm making this assertion in bad faith. The idea that you could show a jury like videos of her and her dad being the creepiest, weirdest shit in the world and be like, oh, wow, that guy was definitely acting with reckless disregard, right? You have to prove that, like past even the 50% hurdle, I don't know what they call it, clear and convincing is what they call it, for the actual milestone. You have to prove that I'm like acting with willful recklessness, that I I know, or at the very least have a reckless disregard for the truth for as to whether or not they're fucking. But like, there's a reason why they have this reputation across the entirety of the internet. It's not because of me.
Right now. You do it, and I owe you one, because I'll be fucking hilarious. Come on, do it.
Okay, she said I'm not bruh.
And there we fucking have it. Thank you, Naptown. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. We have not only direct messages, but also a public admission from him on stream that he contacted me. This is well before the August stream. That he contacted me privately. I didn't know this was being streamed. And asked me if I was in a relationship with my dad, romantic, sexual, whatever. And I said no. And I didn't know it was being streamed. I responded to his, what I thought was, private DM. The answer is no.
What's up, Grace? What is your question? Sorry.
My question is, what are you doing on Twitter?
What do you mean?
I'm saying I saw your tweet. Like, what are you doing saying you have an illegal drug?
What? People literally post videos of smoking weed. What do you mean? Nobody cares. What are you talking about?
Well,
do you think Florida, do you think DeSantis is going to fucking send agents into my house to try to...
Kind of a disrespectful question, to be honest. This is one of the least disrespectful things Destiny has done to me so far. One of the least disrespectful. At least he asked me. I didn't realize that even though I clarified with him that nothing sexual or romantic was going on, he would continue to spread the rumor intentionally, maliciously, to hurt me. Little did I know, innocent little me, naive little Gracie, with the direct messages of Destiny. Oh, he's so big. He's such a popular creator. He wants to know about me. He's clarifying things with me so he doesn't say the wrong thing. Little did I know.
Why fucking LSD?
No. I think Destiny is going to be in jail by the end of the night. I think that I will be the new king of Twitter. Destiny is saying, I am going to take LSD today, correct? So he's saying I'm engaged in this drug, LSD, and he's assuming that that's now socially acceptable. However, legally and morally, I don't think that's true. What state does Destiny live in? Does anyone know? He lives in the state of Florida, and who's the governor of Florida? DeSantis. LSD is a felony. It's also against Twitter. The beauty of it is a super simple tweet.
Oh, God.
Little did people know that after Ben Thorpe made this tweet, I was indeed arrested and charged with a felony for doing LSD.
Really very simple tweet. Oh, hold on. I just got a message. Oh. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm missing donations. 1 second. Thank you for the $5. Oh, it was coffee. Let me see if I got it. Let me see. Hold on. And thank you for the $25 and the $50. Woo! Thank you to the 3 donators. Thank you so much. That is, what is that? $80. $80 so far. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your support. Oh, let me check my email and see if I can see the coffee. Oh, there we go. See if I can see the message. Hold on 1 second. Super simple tweet. Okay.
I think you can get the general idea of Destiny's whole mannerism throughout this segment of his stream. In his head, he probably knows that they may not have a valid case, but I think he's probably still going to get served because I believe as this was going on, the actual information actually did pop in the actual website. You can actually look it up now, and you can go from there. And you can tell that Destiny just doesn't care. He just doesn't care about him getting sued because it doesn't matter to him because he can survive the onslaught of this, right? He can survive the amount of of shit from this. Now later on, right, on both streams, he would eventually play the segment about the LCL stuff during that whole when she was auditioning for Queens and everything. Which is funny to know that was actually Wing's idea, and I think Boogie's as well. Besides all of that as well, I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to say. Besides all of that, after that, it doesn't matter because he doesn't really care. Like, even if he gets served, goes to court, it doesn't matter to him because he can just he has enough money to just, beat them. What they're like, I said this before, and I'll probably say it again multiple times, that they are hoping that he'll settle out of court and not actually go to the whole court proceeding or anything, or get some type of settlement. Whether or not Destiny agrees to that is up to him, and he probably doesn't care. He probably is like, because he's rich, he has money, he probably has more money than anybody else. Now, whether or not you can prove damages is a whole different thing, because I said in my stream that, like, the problem is that they probably got more money than they lost. Now, for the Queen stuff, maybe you can make the case, but then the problem is you have to go through, get the numbers, get the super check, get everything, ad revenue. You would have to individually go through and get information about that. And I don't think anybody is willingly wanting to go through that much hell for that much of money that you potentially lost. And again, Destiny even said, like, you have to actually prove. It's I think Get Crack, one of the guys that comes on my streams a lot, it's like sort of the ambulance chase thing. Like, how do you prove the damages? How do you prove it, right? That's where the fairy dust comes in, where this is potential, but the potential may not be what you may get. Maybe you'll get like a couple $100. But I think either way, right, the fact that Destiny still pay out will still be a big W for the Dwarves. I mean, to me, it would be funny, but at the same time, it's like a lot of people who don't like the Dwarves and a lot of them who don't like Destiny are siding with Destiny. So it's an interesting dilemma we're seeing.
The camera timed it for when we went live, I swear to God.
Folks, that was a little bit, you get a little bit of the background.
That's activity. The behind the scenes. Welcome back to Thorpe TV on YouTube and ThorpeTube on Kick. We've got a killer show for you today. I'm Grace Thorpe.
This isn't a show.
This is my co-host and
this
father.
This isn't a show.
I'm introducing Ben Thorpe. Welcome to the show, Ben. Dad.
This isn't a show. This could be, get some popcorn, this could be, we're going to get through some shit here.
Many hours.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
We got two things today.
For deep dive.
We got two things we're doing today. We're taking two deep dives at the same time. Number one, I would say it's kind of like the prior thing, okay, but it's not actually it's like the meta thing going on. And that is, what the fuck is with you two?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is it? What is the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to find out by the end of this, okay? This Caleb is going, I'm here for Grace. Why is Ben here? Okay. You're going to find out why.
Yeah.
So let's finally get into the dork segment of this stream or this video. My bad. Now I did cover for the first 3 hours of it, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was just a slog. I mean, it didn't help that I didn't get any sleep. I was up for 24 hours already, and watching this, right? So I didn't go to bed till like 5, and I was just like, I'm good. I'm legitimately good. This was just a mind crusher, the death of the mind, the death of the soul, because it was just a lot of nonsense, a lot of nonsense stuff. I understand that they wanted to have fun and make money out of this. That's fine, but it's like it took them so long to get to a lot of the point that people wanted to hear. People wanted to know their strategy, their proceeding, how discovery. It would have been interesting to have people come up and talk to them about this stuff and about this dilemma. And all that came to mind was, you guys are just wasting a lot of time. Because as I was watching this, I kept screaming. I'm like, why? Just get to the fucking... sorry for cursing. Why get it? Like, just talk. Just stop talking. Just get into the content that people want. And I think they milked this for what it's worth, and they did a good job in milking it, because that's one thing I would say, that they're milking this whole thing. They're milking every little bit of it, and they know they have to, right? Because lawyers and all of that is expensive, right? All of it is expensive no matter what. So it's just nuts. And again, if you were watching this stream and hoping that they would get into it, no, a lot of it would just boil down to Ben and Grace just like killing so much time. It was to the point where I was just like, I couldn't even like stream snipe them anymore because it was so bad. And I wasn't the only one. I believe Mr. Deadman was also stream sniping them, and Raging Tomatoes. It got to a certain point, and we'll talk about it when we talk about it when we get past the Ethan Ralph stuff. But yeah.
Romantic. Are you in a romantic relationship with your dad? Question mark. So our case hinges on her telling you no here. No, she has no legal understanding of any of this. None of this matters. In order to successfully sue me for defamation, ignoring the fact that she would even have to show damages, right?
What is defamation?
Okay, so he's referencing damages. Okay, so this is something a lot of people have said. How are you going to prove that he damaged you financially or anything else? Watch this.
Per se.
Defamation per se is a defamatory statement made about the plaintiff where damages are implied as a matter of law. Usually the statement will be about the plaintiff, saying that the plaintiff is a criminal, suffers from a loathsome disease, engages in unfair business practices, or is some sort of a sexual misfeasant or malfeasant.
Mm-hmm.
In these types of situations, the law implies damages. So what normally would be the most difficult part of a defamation case, which is damages, is now implied as a matter of law.
You have to prove that.
So that's my response to his statement about damages. They're implied. I don't have to prove anything. Damages are implied when you commit defamation per se.
Award costs of attorney's fees if counsel is later retained on plaintiff's behalf. 4, grant injunctive relief ordering defendant to remove and retract defamatory...
Literally an open and shut case. I mean, it's usually the hardest part of a defamation case. And I understand that because it's really hard to prove. I could see how it could be really hard to prove that somebody's statement affected your income or finances, because it's also complicated and has to do with viewership and, although I could still prove it, but I don't have to, because the damages are implied by law. Incest isn't sexual malfeasance. Okay, you guys are just coping at this point. It's not a crime. I agree. It's not a crime in Rhode Island. It's not criminal activity, but sexual malfeasance isn't necessarily criminal. what did he say? Sexual misconduct or malfeasance? Incest is solidly inside of that category.
Statement.
So yeah, that was a take all right there. No, she believe because of what Destiny said and everything that she has the case. Apparently, Rhode Island, that stuff isn't illegal. Somebody can correct me. Somebody can correct me on that. And there's a whole lot of things that happened after this. Ethan Ralph will eventually come on. Andrew Wilson will come on. This whole thing was just a mess. This whole thing was a complete mess. And I was just like, I have no energy for this. Right, it was just like, this got worse. I mean, to be fair, I did fall asleep for a couple hours and had to quickly recap myself with what happened, right? And then especially after I got done streaming, I had to, you know, go back and like finish everything up. But it was just, it was just pitiful. Well, like, and here's the thing though, like, as this arc is slowly developing, all that is coming to my mind is how much will this keep going? How far is she willing? How far are they willing to go? Right? It feels like they're really hoping for him to settle or get a settlement or get out of court. I think a lot of people, they're probably saying that she's being delusional. I guess so. I guess they're being delusional. I don't even know. At this point, whatever happens is whatever happens. I feel like there's nothing you can do or stop this, no matter what. And they're so dedicated, so devoted at this point for what they want to do. It's just nuts. It's just nuts.
Sure, but that's true.
It's not crazy. Yeah, it's not crazy at all.
But you know, someone could join the case or whatever. And I do acknowledge, because I remember this with real estate when I was in the real estate business. You kind of say like, what do I need a fucking agent for? I know this place better than an agent would, you know. And like I'm available night or day, and I can answer all of their questions. Why do I need to give them, you know, 3% or 6%, depending on, you know, the lawyer, how it's arranged. But the answer is actually, in a weird way, there is a benefit. I made like a significantly amount more of money when I went with an agent, just because they have connections. You know, they have connections that you don't have. So, and they just seem to people more legit. So, Destiny getting a notification from Grace, his response is lol, which is stupid because you're saying I received this implicitly. But receiving it from, you know, the Kirschenbaum is gonna like wake him up a little more to the reality. Not that, but it's actually fun to play him both ways, because we got him to like fuck his entire case up because he sees it as a lawsuit. And this is like an interesting pattern all the way here. Someone could make the argument that we allowed all of these rumors to circulate in order to get big creators to do this kind of stuff. And our whole career is based around suing them for a ton of money. And that this is all actually, it's not a strategy to win on YouTube. It's a strategy to win in the courts. And like, looking at it that way, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea to do, but we'll see. But you know what I mean? It's like, well, shit. Destiny dedicated his stream yesterday. Like,
I think I'm gonna end it off with Ethan Ralph, because I don't want anybody from Andrew Wilson to attack me. I don't. Because their stream will later on get taken down on YouTube. They got a mass flag on YouTube. So I caught that in 4K. I caught that while it was happening. So I was like, I'm good. I mean, that stream will probably come back probably when things are cooled down. Probably the Ethan Ralph stuff will come back later today. Mostly because of a lot of slurs that were dropped, so I need to go and edit that out. So I'm trying to do what I can to protect my account, this YouTube channel and everything, because we're small and I don't got that protection. But still, nevertheless, this was just crazy. It was just a crazy event that things just happen. And I'm not here to, again, I'm not a lawyer, none of us are a lawyer. I truly believe they're doing what they can to settle out of court. And after the Andrew Wilson, Lalo will come in, and maybe I'll cover the Lalo part in the stream. I really don't care. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens when I do my panel. But ultimately, with this stuff, with how things played out between, I guess, how everything played out with all of this, it's nuts. I do apologize if I come off very tired, and also given that what Ben just said there, it's like, wait a minute, so did you or did you not let the rumors spread so you can then eventually sue people? Because if that's the case, that's kind of messed up. But I don't know, right? It's Ben. He could just be talking out of his ass, and he's probably not that serious. But I mean, the fact that he made a good point that Destiny did the dedicated part of his stream to talk about this, so there's something about it. And I think they are trying to get Rekieta Law on their side to be their lawyer. And from what I understand, Rekieta never won a lawsuit. Allegedly, I don't know. Apparently he never won a lawsuit. I haven't really paid attention too much to Rekieta. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the streams I've been covering on this. Till next time, God bless.